Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. Today I'm talking about something different. Why don't my tabs fit into my slots? So now you've cut out a project, and this is a project that we did last weekend on the Laser Maker's Realm. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link down below to it. But this is Let Us Not Forget. And here is the almost final project here. So this is what it looks like. It's three-dimensional, but it's cut out of two pieces of 12-inch plywood. And the question is, why don't my tabs fit in my slots? Why is everything too big, too small? How do I get that? And I'm going to show you a trick today, and this is the final product. I will be doing a separate video just on this. You're not going to want to miss that one. Everybody that sees it absolutely loves it. There's a lot going on in this. There's stippling on the top layer. There's a saying down here. Really, really nice collaboration project that we did on the Laser Maker's Realm. So this one is not finished yet. It's just barely assembled. I haven't glued it up yet. I haven't finished the layers with a top coat. But today we're going to talk about why this doesn't fit. So what I've done is every time I get new material, if I'm doing slots and tabs, the material is it's always going to be a nominal size. So if it says 3 millimeter, it could be anywhere from 2.2 millimeters all the way up to 2.8, 2.9 millimeters. They're never going to give you extra, but they're always going to give you less. So let's take this for instance. Now, this is what's advertised as 3 millimeter wood. So what I've done is I've created this gauge right here. It just takes a few seconds to create this on any material, and just a little bit of material. And then what I did was I took the corner of the wood where I was going to cut this out of, and I started putting it into the slots. So this goes from 2.4 to 2.9 millimeters. And this is my 3 millimeter. You see it says 3 millimeter box 2. So I have another one of these that's for 3 millimeter box 1. It's a different supplier. So now all I do is take the wood, and actually not this guy here, but I'll show you that this guy here is 2.4. So there you can see it fits into the first slot. Fits really well in the first slot. Okay, so he's 2.4. This is the wood that I cut him out of right here, and I want to show you something. So I measured this corner and I came up with 2.4, and that's what I put in the software. But let's take the opposite corner up here and let's put it into the 2.4 slot, and guess what? It doesn't fit. It won't go in. It won't go into the 2.5. It won't go into the 2.6, nor the 2.7. It goes into the 2.8 slot. So now you can see what I'm talking about when I say that this part of the wood was 2.4 millimeters. This corner of the wood was 2.8, I think it was. Let's try a different corner. Let's try the 2.4, no good. 2.5, no good. 2.6 just barely gets in there. This corner is perfect fit at 2.7 millimeters. So same piece of wood, 4 different corners, 4 different measurements. So now I know that I'm cutting my tabs from down here. So this is where I want to take the measurement. So this this is going to fall apart in a second. So this is the corner that I'm going to gauge, and this corner came at 2.4. Let's jump over into Lightburn real quick. And today's going to be a quick video, by the way, folks. So I just wanted to talk about this feeler gauge and why you should have one in the shop. So now over in Lightburn, let me zoom in a little bit. This is the actual file that I'll be talking about in my next video, which will be discussing all of these different layers and what all of these layers do, and there is a lot going on here to get that result that you see behind me over there. There are different scan angles, there are different speeds, different powers, lines after fill. Down here we've got the text. This is the text cut out of an image which is stippled. So there's just a lot going on here. You're not going to want to miss that video, but this is what we're here to talk about today. And these are the slots. I just duplicated these 4 slots to show you. These are the slots, and what I do is I make sure that I have both of the slots selected here. Then I measure the wood with the feeler gauge, and then I come over here and unlock unlock this over here, and I put in here the actual measurement that I've taken from that corner of that piece of wood. So you see it's 2.4. If it were 2.5, I would just simply do 2.5 and press enter. And now these 2 slots are resized at 2.5. So keep in mind that it needs to be unlocked and your position needs to be center right here. So you can't have this radio button up here or down here or anywhere but center. This way it resizes from the center, and it won't change any of the other dimensions of it. So now saying that we had 2.5, I would just select these 2 and go ahead and change these to 2.5 and press enter. And now I have 2.5 inch slots. Well, the next piece that I'm going to cut out, and I have quite a few of these cut out already, I'm going to be checking the corner in where I place the graphic. So as you can see on this one, this is placed, and this is actually out of place because I didn't actually run this on the laser in the other shop, but up here I put it down in the bottom left corner. And then all I do is hold the control key, and I have my control movement set to 1 millimeter, and I'll move it up 3 millimeters, and then I'll move it out about 13 millimeters. And let me explain really quickly what the reason for that is. This is an image right here. If I were to ungroup this, well, actually I can show you over here. If I right click on this number 6 image, excuse me, you'll see that flash. Well, that's an image right there. And the way that I've got that set, I actually cut these letters out of that image there. Okay? So that's why it looks gray, but it's just a filled raster is all it is, a filled raster image converted to an image. And then I cut the text out of it. So that image will need an overscan. Okay, so we have to be careful here where we place the actual piece itself, and we'll get into this when we get into this actual making of this file in the next video. But when the laser is scanning back and forth left to right, if you don't move it away from the edge over here, it's going to hit a hard stop, and it's going to stop in the middle of the job. And I know that that's going to answer a lot of people's questions about why their laser stops in the middle of the job, because when you have overscanning turned on, and you'll see right here I have overscanning set to 4% on a diode laser. You have to have overscanning turned on, or else you won't get the complete image. Typically it's going to be about 2 or 3%. I'm using the Lasermatic 10. That's 4 or 5%, and that's why I have that at a 6 millimeter overscan. So you have to make sure that you're at least, depending on what this tells you right here, 6 millimeters in my case. You have to be at least 6 millimeters from the left side so that the laser has enough room to overscan and then come back. All right, so that answers that point. So just a quick video today, and I do have a couple of others. I'll tell you what's upcoming. And upcoming, you can see behind me over there, I've got a 3D printer. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I haven't done any 3D printer videos so far. I think you're going to enjoy that. We're going to go through the assembly process what type of user this particular printer is good for, the price, some links, and whether or not I like it. So far, it does a good job for an inexpensive printer. And then either that one or the doing photos is going to be the next video. So I do have a big demand, and lots of people are asking me, how do I do a photograph on wood? Well, that's coming up too. So you're not going to want to miss that one. This is all going to, these videos will be up in about the next 2 weeks or so. I'm really backed up here with other things. I'm trying to get these 20-watt lasers reviewed, and it's taking up an awful lot of my time. And you know, it's just keeping me from publishing more videos like I'd like to. But I wanted to get this video up first because I know lots of people are having trouble with slots and tabs, and I think this will solve a lot of those problems and keep you from wasting wood. Because the thing that I hate most is having to take and cut something out and then this become a waste piece because it doesn't fit, or the bottom piece become a waste piece because it doesn't fit, this doesn't fit into the slots. So, and then you wind up having to save that and use it for earrings or something else, and you have to use the camera to use it. So it's a pain in the butt. But I would prefer to do this, and I've always used a feeler gauge of some sort for, you know, checking the size of the slots and the tabs, and this works absolutely perfectly. So remember, you're just going to go like with 3mm nominal wood, which it's all going to be nominal, so it's going to be somewhere around 3mm. So I usually just get my caliper out and I'll measure all four corners and find out, you know, about where it is. And on this particular box of wood, and I did 3 different pieces I checked, it ranged from 2.4 to 2.9. So that's what I cut. I just took the slots out of the graphic and I cut them. So that's it. This is a very simple piece. I can make these over and over and over again, and I can check these slots with these tabs on every single sheet that I cut and make sure that each set is perfect and it fits together perfectly. So anyway, short video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you answers some questions about both the overscanning and your slots and tabs. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.